Hello and welcome to Canotillo Combos, the official Canotillo ISD
Award-winning.
podcast, the award-winning Canotillo ISD podcast. We're starting season 3, I guess. It's a school.
Still two?
Is
Still
it two?
two?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a brand new fiscal year for the district.
Happy school year.
Happy new fiscal year. Dr. Galaviz, our fearless leader, is with us, obviously.
Happy school year. Happy school year.
And then we have Laura back in the controls.
Louder.
What's
What's the song? Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. I'm louder. Bad to the bone. I take the website back to the bone.
She did. Laura was the lead in transforming our website. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. She did a wonderful job. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
But we have a special guest today.
Very special.
We mentioned that it's a brand new fiscal year, and to talk about the new budget and how where we are, we of course have our executive director of finance, Miss Cristina Pulley, here with us. Welcome to the podcast, Miss Pulley.
Christina.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I tried to. I was spelling your name, and I kept putting an H in it, but you don't have an H in your name.
No, I don't.
I was trying to spell it correctly. It's like Christine.
How many times did you get that?
All the time.
With an H.
With an H.
With an H.
Because you're
Every time.
Christine.
Yeah, she has
Is
an
it
H.
Christine or Christina?
Christina with an H.
H. And then Christine.
Hernandez has an H.
But she has no A. She have an A?
She's an E.
It's
So Christine.
Yes.
So, but yeah, you're like, okay, it's CH. Then I finally looked at the, no, it's CR.
CR.
Which is
It's
the
a
proper
Because her name is not Christina, it's Cristina.
It's Cristina.
But it's phonetically correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's why it's Cristina.
I think that's why the English language, they're like, why is the CH there? You know,
because it's Shurstina.
yeah, sure. You know?
Hey, Miss Pulley, you've had most interesting of summers
We sure
trying to
did.
get us to a budget that was workable and as close to balance as possible, given all the complications from the state funding mechanisms and all the decisions made both locally and at the state level. What did we end up adopting, and what does it look like, our budget?
Well, we ended the year adopting a $2.7 million deficit. We did start the year when we first came to the board. We were about $9 million in deficit, projecting to adopt that for the upcoming school year, which really just wasn't, it's not doable, it's not realistic, it's not feasible. And through a lot of work and a lot of tough decisions, and a collaboration of the entire district, we were able to bring that down to 2.7 as close as we can. We still have a lot of challenges ahead of us. State funding
Yeah.
is an issue.
What do you expect from the state coming forward? And if you were to give the state one finger, well, no, not that finger. No, what do you expect from the state going forward?
I'm not really expecting much this upcoming fiscal year, but I do hope that in the upcoming biennium, that the pressure that is across Texas, not just, it's not unique to our district, but just across this entire state, that pressure is put on the legislator and action is taken. They've got a surplus while our districts are suffering,
Yeah.
and they have that money there.
But I think, as you said, the rest of the state, this whole region was in the red. This whole region because of the inaction. But is it the legislator or just our governor? Because it seems like our governor don't give a crap when it comes to public schools. He don't care. He doesn't care. And our legislator don't do anything. They say they do. Who is it?
It's both, really, because the governor reacts to laws from the legislature, but the governor really dictates policy. So his policy, his wishes are being reflected on the decision of state legislatures.
Because I don't think how much pressure we put on him, I don't think the governor really cares about Texas kids. I really don't. Just by his actions. If you really cared about Texas kids, you would fund public schools where, 90% of our kids, 95, I mean, I'm not a statistician, but.
Well, and that's precisely it. Or we've been talking ad nauseum about this.
Yeah, it's just such BS. You say it. Say it.
No, don't make her say it. But we've been. The state has, billions of dollars in surplus. They had made promises to fund public education. They didn't. And now school districts, not just in El Paso, you mentioned Region 19, it's statewide.
Yeah.
If you just do a quick Google on school district budgets, you'll see that virtually every district in the state is adopting a deficit budget. It is the direct result of
So what?
of
Well,
funding
what's
from the state.
like again? Every year we do this legislative. What do we do that? Legislative.
The session.
Yeah, but what do we do as school districts?
Oh, the legislative priorities.
For legislative priorities, and every district has all that crap, right, and all that stuff. We've been doing it since what, right? We always write this.
Always.
We
Yeah.
want to do this, and nothing happens.
Yeah, it's an exercise in
So
futility.
what is due course? Where do we go from here? Because we're not going to get any help from the governor. We're not going to get any help from the legislature. What pressure, as you said, what pressure will work? Because they are not responding.
Well, ultimately, I think the pressure will be your vote. And I'm not advocating you vote one way or another. I'm just saying
Well,
they
I will.
respond. They
I will.
respond to. They respond to being elected, right? And when people say we don't like the direction that this is moving toward, then they'll react, because either they're going to respond or they're going to be unelected. And we want to make sure that people prioritize public education, people prioritize proper funding for public education.
How do you do that? How do you make sure?
You make sure that you call your state legislature.
But it just seems like our school boards do the same freaking thing every year, right? Just the other day, let's do our legislative. I mean, they have a nice little document, and they read it at the board meeting, and everyone talks about our legislative agenda, and nothing happens.
Well, but I think the difference here, Doc, is that you're right. There's 7 board members that, rightly so, set out priorities, and they may or may not be heard. But when 100,000 people make that same priority and call their legislator and tell them, hey, listen, I don't agree with the vote you took, with the decision you made.
I think we should protest. I think we should march on Austin, like in the '60s. It's like when Martin Luther King marched. When Martin Luther King marched on D.C., right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sit there and ask. They didn't ask. They just did it.
Well, they asked first, and when they weren't heard, you're right.
They
Yeah.
just did it. And they just brought everybody together, and they just said, hey, screw it. It's time. This is the only way you're going to hear me. We keep sitting there talking to our legislator, like our board president wants us to do this legislative priorities, and call TASB. And TASB, all they do is perpetuate the same system.
Mm-hmm.
So does TASA, so do all these. I don't know why I'm a negative Ned this morning. I don't know.
It's Happy New Fiscal Year, Doc.
And I'm
Started
happy,
good.
but I get frustrated because
Absolutely.
right.
Well,
You
it
get
is frustrating. I think the frustration here is knowing that we could be doing so much more. We do, we ask so much of our teachers, ask
Yeah,
so much
exactly.
of our schools, and keep cutting funding and keep cutting programs because we can't afford them.
They keep changing that test, math, and everybody, and you keep changing. You're right. Put so much pressure on our teachers, our staff, to right. This accountability, A, B, you get it, but you don't give us any help. You give us the same resources.
And not only, it not only hits them in the classroom, it hits them in the pocketbook. Unfortunately, this year, just like most school districts in our region, we're not able to provide a cost of living increase or any increase to our teachers and our employees. We just can't afford it. You
Correct.
mentioned we were $2.5 million in deficit. It's not fiscally prudent for us to do that. But now it's hitting them personally. Now it's costing them, in their pocketbook. Those decisions made in Austin are impacting our teachers directly. It's not a decision made by the board. It's not a decision made by by the superintendent. It's a decision made in Austin by the state
Well,
legislature.
it is technically, because we're the ones that voted for these people.
Well, we're always the bad guys,
Yeah.
right? They
We're
always
the
make us
ones-
be the bad guys.
But we voted, right?
Yes.
People, the majority voted for this governor.
Right.
So that majority, technically, you're at fault for the state of what public schools are. So don't sit there, and if you are a person who voted for one of these people that are anti-public schools, then you know what? You voted against yourself. Really? You voted against that raise. You voted against inflation. So I guess I go back to you. How long has that funding formula, that allocation, how long has that been in place?
The increase to the basic allotment hasn't, I mean, it's been the same, I believe it's 7-8 years. It hasn't been increased.
Yeah, it's been.
So
it's been
7-8 years has the price of milk,
Absolutely.
has the eggs, has your grocery bill gone up? Has your electric bill gone
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, and you know, and it's a complicated formula, right? And one that most people don't understand. I think most experts don't even understand. I saw it went to a conference last spring, and they put up the actual formula for school funding. Oh my God! Like it requires like a trigonometry degree or something.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
I took trig. I got an A in trig. I got an A
Sure.
in calculus.
but you know, and my point is, you know, things keep going up and up, and the state having money in its coffers is not giving us any help, and it's now impacting us. You know, we did our due diligence. We brought down that deficit from close to $10 million down to 2.5. We're still working to make sure that we get to as balanced budget as possible. But there's only so much we can do, and it's
Right.
only, you know, like we're being fiscally responsible, despite what some people might say. We have been fiscally responsible.
And we did tell the board on your PowerPoint slide, which was smart by you, Ms. Pulley, or Cristina without this H, is that, you know what, more cuts are coming. It's not, because we still 2.5, 2.7, whatever, we still got to get to that 0.
Right.
And so, again, we're not out yet.
Yeah.
We're not as bad as 15, 16 as some of our other
40.
40 million,
Yeah.
and you know, but there's still work. We're not, though. I know when we passed the bond, again, thank you, Gano Deal, but people thought, oh, you passed the bond, we're okay. No, and we kept telling them that.
Like, it's not a solution to your problem. It's one solution.
It
to
will help,
Yeah.
but it's not going to help today.
Yes.
In this very moment. But it would definitely, you know, if anything, that's probably one of the silver linings is that that's coming, and hopefully
Yeah.
that will help to stabilize our district. But for the next 2-3 years, we still have to tighten our belt unless there's some kind of funding that comes in. But it's still going to be a tough year. This is going to still be a very tough year for us.
Yeah, it's not going to change. I mean, I think we did get some help, right, with those maintenance tax notes that we were able to pay
Absolutely.
Oh yes, that was
great.
off.
Yes.
That was great.
That was a big help.
They're gonna switch over August 15th.
Yes, August
They just
15th.
said, you do not have a payment.
Right.
Like
There
when
is
you
no
pay off-
payment
when
due.
you- When you pay off your car or something, right? Just, so it feels good, and we're thankful for the voters for giving us that opportunity there. But bottom line is, the deficit is significant.
Still
and it's
real. Still
it's
here.
long term, and we need to do more to make sure we save money. Doc, I mean, we've cut programs, we've cut
People.
We're still looking at opportunities here to either create revenue or create savings, and that's the only thing that's going to help us. So again, increasing enrollment, increasing attendance. It's important for parents to send us their kids, not just to enroll them, but to actually have them come to school. They need to come to school. It's imperative. Every time we talk about this, there's a lot of kids and a lot of people like, oh, you're just greedy because you want the money. Yes, we want the money, but that money is not, I'm not taking it home. It's going back to the school. It's going back to the programs. Whenever we cut a program, whenever we cut something, that's, it's based on funding. So it's not being greedy, it's being realistic.
It's as what was that one on the news? Who is it? One of these big companies, they were laying off 600 people, right? So they lay off because of production, the output, they're not getting enough selling. So hey, I don't need 1,000 people, I just need maybe 800 or whatever. But we can't afford to do that,
No.
right? We can't afford to lay off teachers because only, because we have kids coming.
Yeah.
So we still have to serve our kids.
And we have a responsibility to the community as well,
But the community also has a responsibility to us.
Yes.
So it's a two-way street, because sometimes we're such service-minded people, service-oriented. But again, I think we have to start demanding, and that just came to the community, is, hey, you got to step up too for us. You got to step up and support your your kids, because this is our future. And if we don't support our future, then why are we here?
Well, and that support can come in very, very easy ways, right? Making sure that you send us your kid, that you enroll your kid. We still have a registration going on, and we're seeing that there's still some parents that haven't enrolled their kids. I know they're going to wait till the last minute. It helps us when you enroll your kid early, because we can plan better. We can.
But you know what? This Saturday is back to school at Galaviz Elementary.
Yeah, they're
And
having.
in order to get supplies or the
Yeah, they're doing
backpack,
they're
you
doing
have to show your registration.
They're doing a school supply drive,
Yeah.
but you have to be enrolled. You have to be enrolled in our school system. So make sure, go through it. You can do it online.
I think we pushed that out today.
Yes, we're ready to go. We have a one-stop shop for registration.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Bum, bum, bum. My name is Laura. Bum, 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 bum.
And
Back to the
Laura did a
bone.
great job with a.
Laura went to
one-stop
New
shop.
York this summer.
She did.
She did.
She did. She's crazy.
Crazy. No, it's fun.
No, I mean, that's great. She went by herself.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do things by yourself.
Heck yeah. Heck yes. Proud of you, Laura. Did you go anywhere this summer?
No. Oh, I went to see my daughter,
Where?
Houston.
In Austin?
Houston.
How's that? Was that
Well,
before the weather? Or?
Right. Yeah, we left Saturday, and then it hit Monday morning.
Ah.
Yeah.
They're still without power still.
Yeah, she just got power yesterday. Yeah. So she
Yeah,
was.
one of my hockey kids, his family lives out there. They're still without power,
Really?
and they told him it could be 3 weeks.
Without
Oh my
power?
gosh.
What part of Houston?
Kingwood,
Or is that? Yes, I'm trying to think.
northeast.
right?
Yeah.
So we take, in Mexico, it'd be like, all right, está bien.
Oh.
Right? We're okay. 3 weeks? Oh, that's good. Here it's like, wow.
Here,
Charge my
like,
phone.
no AC without.
The AC.
Yeah. But so our
No, I
thoughts
just
go out
want
to
to
them.
thank Miss Pulley, Christy. They always call you Christy. Just thank you, because I know it was rough. I know you're
It
looking
was.
at me and throwing darts at me, and I know it was stressful. It was a stressful time, but again, I know we're not done, because I know we're still in the deficit, and I think, Gus, that should be that we're still here. This deficit is still lurking.
Yeah.
And so tough times we're still got to tighten our belt.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank you. I know your staff, and you've been working really hard.
No, thank you for having confidence in the work that we do, and we're here to serve. I love what I do, and I especially love to find solutions. And this has probably been one of the toughest problems I've had to try to find a solution.
$9 million problem.
Yeah, and but we're almost there. We're almost
Yeah.
there. I'm confident that that we're gonna
I think
do better.
Ms. Pulley, it felt sort of strange, because when we adopted the budget, even though we adopted a budget at a deficit, it felt hopeful, because we had been able to do so much.
Right.
We had been able to do so much to get to that point. So I know it sounds strange that we were happy about a $2.5 million deficit, but even media afterwards came up to me and said, like, "Oh, you guys cut it down a lot," So I think it shows the resilience of our district, and our drive to really do the right thing for the kids here.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
What's
well,
our theme this year? Do we have a theme? Oh, transforming tomorrow together.
Well, that's a bond. That's
No,
a
but
bond
it,
slogan.
but it should be,
Yeah.
that's what we need to transform
Our
tomorrow
theme is Viva
together.
Canutillo. That's our.
Viva
That's
Canutillo.
our
How many
thing.
themes do you have?
That's the district
What
one.
about Bad to the Bone? Boom, 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 boom.
That one's already trademarked.
Is it really?
I'm
the
sure it
song?
is.
Come on. What's finance? What's your motto in finance? Do you guys say, hey, calculate me?
No, you can't.
Calculate.
No, you can't.
No,
Can we afford it? No.
no.
Good, good. Well, we're getting ready to have our last week with Fridays off. Next
Yeah.
week is our last week with Fridays off.
Enjoy
And-
'em.
And then pretty soon, kids are back, teachers are back, and we'll get
Yeah.
rolling.
And we'll see you at the backpack.
Yeah, this Saturday. And we'll post
Backpack
it
ride.
online. We'll post it on our social media. If you're registering Canutillo, you need some help with school supplies, stop by this Saturday.
Make sure you're registered.
Yeah.
You have to be registered.
Register at canutillo-isd.org.
All right. Take
All right.
care. Love y'all. Be good. Stay blessed. Stay happy. Stay healthy.